Okay. So go to the sheet number D3 1.1, day 3 1.1, and the title says it's date and time. So how do we deal with date and time in Excel? So there may be different purposes you may have. You may have a lot of sales data from different years and different months, different dates. So sometime you may need to analyze one particular year out of a whole bunch of data. You may be wanted to work with some particular year, or regardless of the year, you may be wanted to know how different years, the month of January, history of the historical sales data in the month of January or July or in August, or maybe not even that. Say, for example, every first week of the month, how that sales is going on. So you want to go into dig the data into some detail, but based on the date and the time and so on. So basically, we are more focused on the date here, not the time today, but you can deal with time also if you have the time. Like, for example, this bus transport sector is now more and more with GPS data. So GPS data is with the timestamp. Not only the date is not very important, but the time is very important for us. Every minutes of the minute where the bus is and how it's traveling through the routes. So in that case, more than the date, the time is important. But in this session, we will be concentrate on date only. Okay. If you know already, you can just answer me very quickly, but don't take too much time. Like, for an example, the answer is given to you. Answer is given to you. So the date is given as 1st January 2020. So the question is, what is that date? Is it what day of the week? Can anybody tell how do we find that answer? If you want to find out what is the day of the week or month of that, what is the month of that day, that date? Month is of course very obvious because that information is already there, 1st January 2020. So you can get even by manual, you can type it January. But then weekday, what is the weekday, day of the week? Anyone? Okay, don't worry. Most probably you may know, but you don't want to speak up, right? So I have given you the collection of your helping file. You can just click on it, and it will take you to the last table in your sheet. If the key, the shortcut or the link is not working, you can scroll down to the last, where 265th row. Here, some of the information is given. It's a very useful information when you are dealing with dates. Right. Can you see this table? Could you be able to go to that particular table by everyone? Yes. Please keep the interaction so that I know that you are following me. At least one of you, can you confirm that? Have you got this summary table at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Right. So very quickly, let me go through. When you do some formatting with the text function, when you put 1D, D and M and Y stands for day, month, year. Day, month, year. When you put single D, that gives you the output as your date. And when you put triple D, then it gives you the that particular month, sorry, that particular week with the 3-digit abbreviation. When you go for 4-digit D, it will give you the full name of that particular week, full name of that week, right? And then when you use the M, then it's represent the month. So which month it is January or February or March, the number will be there. But the Excel will have a standard that is month of January is the first month. If some calendars or some ancient calendars is using different months as a starting, then you need to do a different tricks there that we will deal later. So when you put a single M, that will give you the number of the month. When you put 3 digits, it will give you the 3-digit name of that month. When you go for a 4 digits, then it will give you the full name of the month. Similarly, for YY, there is no single Y meaning. There is no meaningless. Double YY, that's mean it will give you the last 2 digits of the year. Last 2 digits of the year. If you want the full year, then you need to go for a YYY. 4 Ys, that will give you the full year. And then there are some other formatting also there, like MMDDYY mean it will give you the month, the date, month, and year. And if you put single MDY also, it will give you this one. If you want some other formats like full name or a abbreviated name, then you have to go for a 3MM, 3DD, 3MM, and so on. So you can choose any of this format as you wanted the outcome, right? So based on that, so if you want Saturday, that means full name we want. So what we will do is text function. So we put the text function and you put the value, that is the date. And what is the format? What is the format of the text? So in the format of the text, what we are going to do is within inverted commas, because it's a code, text code. So we will put what we want is the full name. So D, 4 Ds, right? And close the bracket, you will get Saturday, right? So if you drag this one, you will get everything. But unfortunately, they want first 2 in the full name, the other 2 in a different format. These last 3 they wanted in a 3-digit abbreviate. So what we will do is delete 1D. So you will get a 3-digit abbreviation. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, maybe by coincidentally everything made 3. So I will just change so that you will get the answer. Space special answer, right? Now, similarly, if you want the month, what I will do is I will do the same. But I will do text and then the date value. And then the format is, since I want a month, instead of D, what I will use the month, M, right? So you will get January, February, whatever. Again, if you want short form, wherever you want, say for example, the first one, if you want short form, just make it a 3-digit, you will get short form, right? Whatever you can. So for the completeness, I will put answer also changed. Okay. Right. So that is all about the day name and the month name. Now let's go into another session example where we want a date is given to you. Now you want to find out the day name, whether it is a Saturday or it's or whatever. But you can use the same thing, right? You can use the same thing here, but only difference what I want to know is, what I want to tell you is, say the Excel is by default. Excel by default, it's assume Sunday as the first day and Saturday as the last day, and this order will be maintained. Suppose if you want to change, may you say your company policy is different or country policy is different, or maybe country is using different language, so that I don't want output as an MONTUE, but there are different abbreviations. So, but Excel cannot handle that by default, but you need to manipulate your formula. So what we are going to do is here for different rows, different choice is given to you. Say the first choice is Monday as the first day, right? And the second one is Sunday, so you don't need to use that choose function, but anyway, just keep it as it is. And then third one is giving you SUMO, different abbreviation, because I don't want SUN, but I want just SU, right? And if you go for any other languages, Spanish or some other languages, they may use a different abbreviation for in their own language, the weeks in different way. So we don't need to worry. What we need to do is how they're using, in which order they use, that you need to know. So this list is should be known to you. So what I'm going to do is, first I need to know, because if you know an array, or an Excel, a list, then you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items are in this list. And if you want, say third item in the list, what is the value? You can choose. So Excel has a function called choose, right? So you can choose a value from a list using a choose function. But before that, we need to know which one we are going to select. Like we want the first day or second day or third day or a fourth day or seventh day, right? So in your Excel, it was not there. So this morning, I just added for your explanatory purpose. So let's say the week number. First, we need to know the week number, right? So Excel has a function called weekday, WWK, week num, right? So when you say week num and put the date, you will get what is the week number of that particular date. If you copy paste everything, you can weekday, correct. So weekday, and then put, so it will represent you the now which day of the week, right? Is it a 7th day or the first day or a 5th day? It's according to the Excel has its own representation, right? Now, if you want to change anything, you need to go for a choose function because our list is different. Let me take this one. So my first day is abbreviated as D, second day is abbreviated as L, M, and so on, right? So what we are going to do is, I'm going to select the choose function, CSWOSC choose. Once you start typing, it will come. Tab key will close this one. So choose. Now I want the index number. Index number means which number in the order of the list, which index number I want to choose. So in that case, I'm going to select this particular cell, that is 4, and then my list. My list I didn't choose yet. Let me copy paste first this list. Let me copy this entire list. Copy. Now go to the choose, right? Index number, that is 4. And then you put the list, whatever the list you have, and then enter. So what it will select, the 4th item in the list. 1, 2, 3, 4th item is X. So it's give you the X, right? Similarly, you can copy paste, but only problem is the list are different. So I will copy paste the list again. For this one, the list is this one. For this one, the list is Sunday to Friday, Saturday. So I will go there and paste it. Then it will come like this. Then the other one is Monday to Sunday. Then you will put it there. You will find whatever, right? So how do we calculate, how do we manipulate any list based on the week numbers, right? Okay. The next one is get a day from a date. Say, again, if you go to that format, if you remember, using the text function, we can use text. And if you use one D, single D or a double D, you will get the date, sorry, the day, right? So single D, you will get the date, right? So you will get the date. And if you want to use the Excel formula, there are formula day. Just you type the day, then you will have day and put the date. You will get the date, right? So you can copy here for any dates. So you can either use the formula, inbuilt formula day, or you can use the text format, right, for getting the date. Similarly, you can go for a month and year and anything is possible. So Excel has a formula MONTH, put the date. So you will get the month. If you want to use the text format, give you a date, and the format is what? You want the month, right? You want the month number. Single M will give you the month number. And similarly for year. Right, before going to the year, say the usual Excel will handle January as the first month and December as the last month. But in Chinese and even our local context, the religious and other, like for example, our new year is in April, right? So our calendar is actually starting by astrological calendar is starting from April as the first month, right? So in that case, you need to have a different formula. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a list which is representing April as the first month, May as the second month, January, June as the third, fourth, and so on. So March becomes my last month. So then what you need to do is first you need to know the month, then you choose from the list, right? There's a chat, I will go there and come back. So previously we found a week number. That means it's number of week in year or day number in week. Previously we found week number. That means it's number of week. You are correct. Number of week in year. Number of week in year. That means regardless of the month, which week we are, right? So it's an overall in a year, how many weeks, which week we are in. Thanks. Okay, where we, yes. So we need to find the index that is using the month number and then choose. So we are going to write the choose. Before writing the choose, what I will choose is, let me choose this one. This one will give you the same, but anyway, choose index. What is the index? I want to find out the month first. So I will put the month and then get the number. So that will give you the month number. Now I am going to put my list there and enter. So it will be January. But whereas here the difference is I have a different list starting from April, right? Starting from April. So I will change my list. I will change my list and now it's choose April. Though it is the date is actual date is January, but actually according to our local calendar or astrological calendar, the first month as April, whatever, right? So you can manipulate it any way you want. Then if you want year, just place year and then put your value and put it there. So you will get year. Or else if you want to use the text function, text, the date, and then if you want the 4-digit number, Y. Right. Okay. Then let's go to the date change, the format change. Okay. So this one is, say for an example, you have 1 December 2020. So what I want is, I want to go for this one, 1/12/2020. So let's say, for example, I want to convert this into this format. So simply what I can do is, one is I can use the format cell, or you can use the formula. Formula is what? You need to have 1 first and 12 second, third is the year. So that means day, month, year, and how it is connected with the backslash. So you can use the concatenator and sign, right? You can use the formulas what you learned in the past, concatenate, or you can use the and sign. I'm favored to use and sign. So let's say equal sign. First I want is the day of this date, and then I'm putting and sign. How I want the connector? This connector. You can use any connector, that's fine. And then I want the month and put the date, and then put the connector. Again, the same connector. Don't use a different connector between different date and month. Then finally you put the year. Right? So now in this one, it's easy. And suppose you want to change the format here. Say for an example, if you want to go for a second, this must be dot. Then January is again another dot, and the year. So if you want to change this format, what you can do is just change this one, dot and dot, right? So it's easy. How you want, you can change. Similarly, if you want to choose the format cell, either you can go for a format cell here, that is under this this number format, or you can just simply press Ctrl+1. Press Ctrl+1. Ctrl+1. So just select Ctrl+1. You will get a format cell pop-up window, right? So format cell pop-up window, where you can go for the number format, the very first one. And then you can use date format. There is a date format, and you in the list you can select what you want, right? You want 3/14/2020. That means because actually the US based style of referring the date is first the month, then the date, then the year. But if you want to change, you can change that. They may have here. If they don't have, we can change. So this is one way of selecting your date. Or you can go to the custom and change anything you want. Like under the custom, you have various different format. If you want day, month, year, or month, day, and month, whatever the format you want, you can select here, right? So basically what we select here is, let's go for this one. What I want is day, not the triple M, 1M, and YY, right? YY. So this is what I want, and then instead of the dash, I will put the backslash and say OK. Right? Sorry, I copy paste here, and then change it where I was. Right. So what I did is I copy the same date here, but I changed the format. I changed the format how I want. Sorry. I changed the format how I want. Instead of this dash, if I put dot, it will change to dot. Right? So you can use the format cell or formula I prefer formula because anytime you can change anything as you like in the formula rather than going to that one. But anyway, both is possible. Both is possible. Okay, in the chat box, he wanted to go back. Let me finish this one, Cam. Then quarter. Suppose, say for an example, your boss is asking how the sales was on in the first quarter and the second quarter and the third quarter and the fourth quarter. So if you want to go for quarter, there is no built function for quarter. But then you need to use your math and then existing formulas, right? So how do you find the first quarter? So if you want to say find out the first quarter, what are the numbers will belongs to first month, second month, third month. That's all, right? And if you want to refer the second quarter, that is 4, 5, 6. And if you want to go for a third quarter, can you think how do we combine this and use the quarter? Think for a while. I will attend this call and come. Anyone has any idea how do we tackle this one? Use your math, what you have learned. I mean, dealing with Excel, you need to put your mind also. You need to put your brain also. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So if we find out a month which is 1, 2, 3, then we need to identify that as a first month. Sorry, the first quarter. 4, 5, 6 should be identified as 2, and 7, 8, 9 should be identified as 3, and 10, 11, 12 identify as 4. How do we do that?
Using if function.
You're going to put if 1 or 2 or 3, then this one.
No, first we select if month is greater than 9, then it's Q4. Else, if month greater than 6, likewise.
Okay, possible. Yes, thank you for that. I mean, there is no hard and fast rule in Excel. Anything, any function you can use as long as that gives you the number, that's fine, right? So basically, let me put some arbitrary number here. 1, 2, 3, so up to 12. So these are 12 possible numbers we have. And what I want is when I put something, if condition, then it must give you the quarter as a 1, right? So you can do if condition. Yes, you can do if condition. What you can do is, why don't you find out, let's say for an example, you find out, divide this by 3, what will happen? So if I divide this by 3, if I divide this by 3, I'm just observing what are the numbers coming, right? So when I divide this by 3, this comes either 1 or less than. When I jump to the next quarter, it gets 2 or less than 2. Then when I go for the third quarter, it's say 3 or less than, or 4 or less than 4, right? So in this case, what I can do is I can use, okay, when I divide this one is coming like this. So now I can use one other function that is called round up. You might have heard the rounding. Round up meaning whenever you have some number, it's rounding to the nearest digit upwards, not downwards, right? So I'm using round up, number of digits 0. Then I'm getting this one. So now your problem is solved, right? I mean, that if condition, perfectly all right. There is no harm in doing that. But you can do a little bit quicker by applying your math behind it, right? So what I'm doing is first I'm dividing and then rounding up to this one. So you will get the relevant quarter. So now once you know this one, you can easily identify which quarter it is, right? So here what we want is first we need to know which month it is, and then we put our formula. So which month it is given by your month function, right? MONTH. So equal MONTH month, then put your date and close it. So now you get the month number, right? So using this month number, I'm going to do some other calculation. So what I will do is I will copy this one and then I will put round up, right? What I'm going to round up, I want to divide this month by 3, right? I round up and number of digits I want is 0 and then close, right? So if I copy paste here, you will get different dates are relevant to different quarters, right? So here you can see purposefully I have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all these month to come. So if you change anything here, say instead of this one, I put 7 and date, any date is okay, but I will change. So again, if you change this one, you will automatically change because the 7 belongs to class number 3. Clear? So here we are trying to use 2 different formulas. One is the roundup and the division, right? This one is based on, as we said, the January is the first month, February is the third, and so on. So if you have a different month is starting, say sometime your fiscal year is starting from January, sometime your fiscal year is starting from April, sometime your fiscal year may be starting from July. So if your company has a different policy, then your quarter is also different. So now you need to go for this choose function that we have developed. So instead of this one, you may have different months. So let's say, for example, this is January and so on. And now due to your company fiscal year is different. Say April is your first month. April is your first month. So that your second, third, and so on goes this way, and then coming this way. So what you need to do is you need to write out corresponding list first, and then do your calculation, right? So what I will do is I just explain by doing this. So this is my list now, right? Total 12 numbers are there. This is my list now. So based on this list, I need to select my date, right? Based on this list, I need to select my date. So what I will do, the same thing what you have to do as we did it here, but only thing is the month has to be selected from that list. Understood? The month has to be selected from that particular list. So if you want to do for the April, what you have to do is first you need to get the month. Sorry, first you need to get the particular quarter. So say for an example, round up, right? Round up which date? This one divided by 3. Number of digit is 0. Then it will give you the, sorry. Number format. Right. Date. Sorry, not the date. Sorry. You need to get the month, right? MONTH month. Month divided by 3 and this one. So you will get some month here. So according to this one is a January, so it's getting 1. But according to your April fiscal year, it should be different, right? It should be different. April should be first. So what we will do is now you've got this one. So now I'm going to here. Before doing that, let me do this whole month first. Cut this one. Just take the month. Just take the month from here. Right. Now you put month here. Now I want this choose function. Choose. Before that, let me prepare the data. Little bit careful here how I am doing. This is my new list, right? This is my new list. So when I put the list, you need to have the list item, right? You need to have the list of items. So that means if you want to put it a list, it must be 10, 11, 12, 1, and so on. How do we populate this list? We have already learned the accumulated function, right? Using the text compiler, we can use an accumulation function. First one is equal to 10. Second one is 10, 10, 10, this number, right? You remember that we compile. How do we combine to text and then drag it here? The final answer will be your list. So I copy this one and paste it as a number. Then this is your list. Clear? So this is your new list where you are going to choose, right? There is a different way to do. If you are interested in knowing the array function, say for an example, I'm just putting sign and just simply select this one. I'm just simply select this one, right? So this is an array, right? This is an array now. Now I press F9. Now I press F9 to check what is these numbers are, right? To check these numbers are. So in this way also you can get your list, but only problem is it has a colon instead of comma. So then you need to adjust that later, right? Anyway, so let me take this list, copied. Now I'm going to my choose function. Choose the month. So I'm going to choose the month number is 1 from the list. Which list? My list is this one, right? So yeah. So now you can see here, January is giving us 10. January is giving us 10. Correct, right? According to my convention, the date January will represent the 10th in my new fiscal year, right? New fiscal year. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my calculation with this one, right? So round up all this number divided by 3, number of digit is 0, then you will get 4th fiscal year. So if you go back and check in my new calendar, this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the 4th one. So January belongs to the 4th one, correct? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Correct, right? If you want to see the formula, formula text. If you want to see my formula text, and this one will show you the formula, right? So whatever the formula you have, that gives you for your reference, right? Okay, what is next? Convert the text to a date. All right. Okay, so now this is a different exercise. Like your day is there, month is there, and year is given in different cells. Now you want to form a date. Now you want to form a date. So what you can do is just combine, right? Just combine like this. So what you need to do is you just pay a, right? Sorry, date. So once you put the date, the first argument is year, second argument is month, third argument is day. So first I need to put the year, then comma. Then the second argument is month, so 11. Then the third argument is day, that is 20. So close the bracket. The Excel will formulate the date for you based on the year, month, and date, right? Now, if you want any other format, we have already learned in the previous one how to change the format, right? Okay. This is just for your recall your previous exercises. Now, say for an example, due to some let's say data is come to you, but this day, month, year is given in this format. The day, month, this one is given in this format. But by looking at your data, you can say the first 2 digit is day, second 2 digit is month, last 4 digit is for year. How do we split this into day, month, and year? Anybody? So what I want is, I want this text to be split into 24, then 02, then 2004. How do we do this? I want to split this into this format. If there is a uniform pattern is maintained, one is you can use text to column, right? So let's say text to column. I don't prefer that one, but anyway, under data, you have this text to column, right? Under data, you have text to column. Then under the text to column, you have different, like whether if you have a uniform width of the text, instead of delimit, you can use the fixed width. Here is everything uniform, so I'm going to use the fixed width. Then go to next. What is the fixed width? So when you click here, you will get a line or arrow mark. So I want to split at the first one. The second split test here. So I'm splitting this text into 3 portions. First 2 digits, next 2 digits, and then last 4 digits. And you can check this one whether it is correct and finish. The problem is if there is any data is already available, do you want to replace? Wait. Cancel this, copy this one, put it here so that my original data is saved. Right, now let me do this one again, text column, fixed one, next, finish, right? So what I am doing is I have splitted this into this one. Now you know what is the formula, right? Formula is date. You just combine year, month, and date. So you get the date, right? Instead of this date column, I can do something else also. What we can do is, so I want the year, right? First, I want the year. So instead of year, what I can use is, I can take the last 4 digits, most right last 4 digits. In text, you have RIGHT, right? So when you put right, what is your text? This one. And then it asks how many number of characters. I know the year is in 4 number of characters. So it gives you the year. Then second one, I want the number, the month. So what I will do is, I will use the mid function. So mid function, what is the text? This one. So I have given the text. Starting number is 240. That means it is actually third digit, right? Third digit is the starting number. And the ending number or a number of character is 2, right? Then this will give you the 02. Finally, the day, most left, text is this one. Then the argument is number of characters. 2 characters are there, enter. So you will get the answer. So text column is okay to do, but then every time you have to go for here and operate manually. But if you put formula, you can copy paste anywhere you want, right? So in a way, it's easy. Right. Are you all following me? I think I'm taking a little more time. So, okay. Let me continue since it is needed. Okay, the next question is, what is the date and time now? Anybody who knows how to get date and time now? Anyone? Excel has a function called now, right? Excel has a function called now. Just press now and close the bracket and enter. It will give you Thursday, August 26, 2021. If you go to the formatting area and if you take long date, right? Let me take the time also. Date and time. There must be a time also where it is. Yeah. Okay, let me put this one. So now you can see August 26, 2021, 11:11 a.m. So when you put the now number, the now, it has all the information about the date and time. But usually we don't use everything what you want. So you can shorten it or how you want. Now the second question is, what would be the date after 15 days from today? So today is this one. So after 15 days, what would be the date, right? What would be the date? Yes. So what you have to do is just simply select this one plus Number of days, yes, 15. Can you check whether it is correct? Show date. September 10. Correct, right? Because the number format what is the Excel is using from 1st of January 1990. 1st of January 1990. From that day, the Excel is start counting how many days. So when you are dealing with any date, it's representation of the number of days from that particular date, how that the Excel is dealing this date and times and so on, right? So this one is this. Now, what would be the date and time after 10 hours, 10 minutes and 5 seconds? So you can convert everything into whatever the unit, but finally you need to add it as a day. Finally, you need to add it as a day. So I hope you can do that. Then one more question is like, okay, Jane's birthday is 23rd March 2013. Jane's birthday is 23rd March 2013. Will John's birthday, Jane's birthday on a weekday or not? How do you find? First, you need to identify the date. So current, the birthday is given 23rd March 2013. So now you need to add it by 10th birthday. So you need to add it by 10th birthday. Then you identify the date. Then you identify whether that is a weekday or not. So how you know how to identify weekday from a date. So once you identify the week name, you can say yes or no, right? So I keep that for you. If you want, come back to me, right? Let me go. I think 11:15, so we are a little late behind the schedule. What is this one? Okay. So if you have any sort of calculation you need to do based on your date, right? Based on the date, if you want to calculate the maximum scale or who is doing the best sell and so on, now you can start using some of your combination of information what you have, right? So for example, the first question is top 3 sales value. In April, what is the top sale? So by manually, if you look at the data, 22,000 is the maximum sale out of everything. But here the question is in April only, right? If you take April only, then what would be the maximum sale? That would be the maximum sale. So what is the question? What is the equation? I would like you all to think. Due to the time limit, I will go through. So first thing what I need to do is, first thing I need to check this date as a date and then convert that into a month. And then I need to check whether that is April, right? So first I need to do the month first, right? Or shall I use the text because April, okay. Yeah, text, and I will put the date. And the format is I want the full name, right? So it will be MMM, right? So if I enter now, it gives you the April for the first entry. So since is 4 is there, so April day time, sorry, the month is correct. Now what I want is I want to check all this value. I want to check all this value whether this is April, whether this is April. So instead of this this one, I'm going to put an array here, right? So I'm checking all the numbers, converting into a month, and that must be equal to April. Or shall I put April, right? Okay. So this is one logical check, And if you get this answer, I'm just selecting these all and press F9. Sorry. Press F9, you will get an answer in an array form. true, 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 false, 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 everything is false. So that's mean according to the data, first 4 entries are April, rest is false, right? So it's a beauty of array formula. So I don't want that as an answer. So let me cancel that. Sorry. What has happened? So entire array is equal to April as an one set of logical check. One set of logical check. So this will give you true or false according to different numbers. Now what I want is, so true mean 1, false mean 0, right? If I multiply that with this array, if I multiply that with this array, right, the value array, sales array, then wherever 1 is there, you will get a value. Wherever 0 is there, you will get no value, right? So if I multiply this array with this array, the total array will be wherever is true, that value will be there. Wherever it's false, these are all zeros. These are all zeros. So now I have a different array, right? If you want to check again, let me copy this and press F9. You can see here the first entry is 10,500, second entry is 15,200, third entry is this one. The rest is 0 because there is no April here, there, right? So because of that, that's how the array formula works. Now I want to choose within that array, the new formulated array, what is the largest number? That's all, right? So to find out the largest number, you put large. And then what you want is the largest one, the first rank, right? So I put this array large and enter. So then I'm getting this one, but it should not be the answer. Why? Where am I making mistake? I put text converted into, sorry. There are some fixing has to be done. This one is the fixed array. So I will put in $marks. This one also should not be changed. I will put in $marks. And this one also, let me put a $, and then do. Okay. Something goes wrong. Why? Let me check again. What is this one? This array is, this whole array is what? F9. This whole array is 10,050, 15,200, 18,500, 12,500. Okay, the array is correct. Now what I want is the largest one, right? Yes, first array, first rank I want to find. So 1. Sorry. Yeah, since it is an array formula, sorry, my mistake. When you enter the array formula, you cannot just enter. You need to enter CTRL. We have learned this one last time also. CTRL plus shift plus enter. Otherwise, the array formula will not work. If you want to check whether it is an array formula, you can see the bracket. So this is the indicating of this is an array formula, right? So you get this number. Now, if I want to change this one. It's made to be permanent now. I made a mistake. Sorry, when I click F9, this is converted into formula to an array. We learned in the first day, you remember? So I need to do it again. Let me do it here. So if text, the array, comma, formatting is MMMM, that must be equal to this may, that is one logical test, that must be multiplied by the sales value, right? Sales value. Now it's a new array set. And within that, I'm going to put large. And the larger numbers is the first largest sale, first largest sale. Let me freeze this one and freeze this one. But when I freeze this May, I don't want to freeze everything because I'm going to move here and there. So what I want to freeze is only the row, right? Only the row. H must be freeze, not the other one. So I just put only $mark in front of H and press Control Shift Enter, right? Now, if I copy that and this side, you will get different numbers. Check whether my numbers are correct, right? And then put it here. Sorry, this one also you can play with. Correct. Sorry, I want to freeze the row, right? I want to freeze the row. Right. Now to change this one also automatically change. Instead of one, I will put this one. This one, how I want the columns to be fixed. So I will put the $marks in front of F and then re-enter. So you will get this value, right? You can check whether within April, what is the third, by June, what is the third, sorry, June, by May, by April, so on. So please check the formula whether it is working correct. Right. Then based on this one, who is the best seller? In April, who is the top 3 sellers? And in May, who is the top 3 sellers? So in this case, for example, April, this is the value, right? So it must be get Jane. So somebody should be the best seller in the April. So you need to get that. So we need to type in formulas, but we will do the next session and then come back, right? Right. So let's go to D3 1.3. Sorry, before that, yeah. D3 1.2. D3 1.2. I mean, time to time, you all can say something, whether I'm going fast or it's all right. And last classes, I had some queries and questions, and this time you are so silent. I hope you are following me. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, let's move to one other thing that is based on a table. So it's a table of array, right? Or table of information or matrix, whatever. So in a table, you have rows. We are not counting the headers, but the entries are 1 to 9. So we have 9 entries in the column, sorry, the rows, and there are 3 entries in the column. So it's a 9 by 3 information, 9 by 3 data. So if you want to have some numbers in a table, say 4th row, 2nd column, what is the information? Or 9th row, 3rd column, what is the information? If you want to search such numbers, there is a Excel function called index and merge, right? So what index is tells, say name the 5th planet. Name the 5th planet. That means by looking manually, it should be Jupiter, right? So 5th planet is Jupiter. So in a list, how do we find out that? So use the formula index. You just use the formula index and it says array. Which array? This is the array what I want. And then what I want is a row number. Row number is what? I want the 5th row, right? I want the 5th row. So I'm pressing this 5. So I will get Jupiter. If you change to 6, if you change to say last planet, then it's Pluto. So I will go back to fifth one, since that is a question. Right. Then the second question is, what is the third planet? What is the third planet's diameter? So that's mean it must be the answer here. Sorry, it should not be Earth. It is the diameter what they're asking. So it should be 12,000 something, right? So first I need to find out where the Earth is happening, and then I need to go for this one. So first I need to find out third planet is, what is the third planet? Then I want to go for this one, right? So in this case, what I can do is, first I will go index. Instead of a single array, let me put all the arrays, right? Instead of single array, let me put whole the array. And what I want to do is, first is the number of row is the third, and the number of column, because I want the diameter is in the second column, so I am putting second column. So now if you enter, you will get 12,700 and something. If you want decimals, you apply the format 12,756, right? So this answer is not correct. Third question is the mass. So far we are dealing with the numbers, right? If fifth row, second column, or third row, first column, and we are dealing with the index. Now the question is other way around. If somebody is asking the name of the planet and identify the row number, they have saying that mass is which fourth planet, right? So they are giving the name. We need to go back. We need to go back and identify which index or which row number that is, right? So this is the reverse of the index. So that is match. So what I'm going to match, I'm going to search for a mass, right? I'm going to search for a mass. Where I'm going to search in this list, right? The array, right? So the first one is the lookup value, that is mass. And the second value is the look of array, within which I'm going to look. And there is a third one is whether it is you want the exact match or approximate, less than, greater than something. So here I want to go for an exact match. So I will put 0, right? So when you press this one, you will get the answer 4. That means in my array, the fourth value is mass. Clear? Right. So slightly expand the question. So now the satellites, what is this question? I think I missed something, right? Sorry. Heading. It's asking because say you have a very large data, and it's very difficult to go here and there and scrolling and find out which header, where my header is. So if you want to find out where the satellite header is, right, within this one, where the satellite is, again the same function, right? MATH match. What I want is a header satellite, and within the whole header of this one, exact match 0, and put it. Then the third column is the satellite column. Third column is the satellite column. Now, how many satellites are there in Saturn? So first we need to identify where the Saturn is. Then you need to go for this one, right? So let me search both. So first you need to match. First you need to match the Saturn. So you're going to search for a Saturn. Where are you going to search? Let me put this one as here. How many, right? So let me put this one. You can put single or both, that's fine. Let me put single. Lookup value is Saturn. Lookup array is this one. And the exact match. So you will get sixth, Saturn is the sixth planet. So we have identified the row number. Now I want to identify the column number. So already have identified, but let me say. So now I want index, right? Index, what is my array? The whole array, where first row number is already I have identified as a 6 by using this one. Now I want the column number. Column number, what I'm going to identify, match. What I want to match, satellites. From which array? This header array, exact match. So that will give you the 3. So this will be the 3, this will be the 6, and finally you will get, finally you will get in this whole array, 6th row, 3rd array, so it must be 200. Clear? Clear? Shall we move or you want time? Hello? Do you want time or shall we move on?
Sir, could you explain it again?
Which question?
Fifth one.
Fifth one. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Fifth one. Let me go back to the say second one. Second one, what we have done is we have given an index and then array, right? We have given a full array and we have manually given 3 and 2. Manually given 3 and 2. Why we have given manually? Because we know the Earth is in 3rd row and the diameter is in 2nd row. So we have manually put. But when you have very large amount of data, you very difficult to find out where that item is and very difficult to find out which column it is. So then we use the match function instead of manual number. So that is the whole idea. So the format is index, right? So now go back to this formula. Now forget about these all. Forget about these all. So what I put, index, the whole array, index whole array. And if I want to find out the Saturn is actually 6, right? Saturn is actually 6. Then if I want the satellites, that is the column number 3. So if I put 6, 3, answer will be same. Correct? Answer will be same. But here what I'm doing is, instead of this manual entering, I want this to be automated. So for an example, instead of Saturn, if I put Earth and satellite, so the how many satellites on Earth is only 1. So if you change Uranus, then how many satellites on Uranus is 27. So that is the beauty in making all formula rather than manual. Clear?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Right. Now let's say there is a product code and January, February, March sales values are there. Now the sales in March by product AA001. So if you want to find out, because the product is already given, AA001. The month is given March. So either you can do manual or you can search for the number. So I would like to search for the number. So let me do the same equation. Let me do the same equation, that is index, right? Index. What is my array? The whole array, right? And my row number is, I want to search for this one. So match the, match, I want to search for this number, right? I want to lookup value is this. And then lookup array is, it can be again the same, but let me go for this one, right? And the exact match. Then the column, I need to go for this one. What I want is MATCH, match. What I want is March. And then where I want to search is this one and the exact match, and you will get the answer, right? You will get the answer. There, why? Is it correct? AA001 on March. Sorry. Here my this is also an item, right? Right. So in AA001 March, it should be 5,000, correct, right? So this one is correct. Now the problem is slightly changed. Problem is slightly changed. What is the change? Can you observe the in our coding system of the product? It's not case sensitive. There are AA, capital AA product is also there. Small AA product is also there. So some problem, right? So how do we find out these two different separately? If I copy this one, before copying, let me freeze all arrays. This one is freezed. This one is also freezed. This one is also freezed. Then this value is when you are going when you are going downwards, it should allow when you're everything is downwards, so no worries. Enter, copy. So finally what is happening is even small AA, the same answer is happening because the Excel doesn't consider this capital A small a as a separate one. They consider this as the same one. So we have some issue. So for that, you need to use some other formulas. Say for an example, we have exact. So exact, let's say I'm putting one entry as capital A and other entry as small a, and enter. What is the answer will be? True or false? Capital A and small a is same or not? False, right? Because one is in capital, case sensitive, but other one is small a. So in exact function, if you use the exact function, capital A and small a is different. So you can use that here to overcome this issue. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the exact function to eliminate this problem. How do we tackle this? Anyone? Anyone can think about how to handle this to use this case sensitive issue by using this exact function. Anyone? Okay. So I'll leave that for you to think. We will do that. Let me come back if time permits. Right, let's go back to this one problem which we have left out in here. So if you find out this index number here, sorry, the top sale in March, now I want to find out the person who is having this top sale. So what I want is I want to first search for a name. I want to search for a name where the maximum of April is happening, where the maximum of April is happening. That is this one. So what I want to do is I want to search in here and then put it there, right? I want to search in here and put it there. So let me check. So if I want to search for a name from a number, then what I want is index, right? Index. So index, in which array? This array. So I want to find out in this array with some row number. So I want a row number. I don't know what is the row number, but I want a row number. So now I want a row number. So to identify a row number, what I will do is, let me say large, which array? I want to deal with some array, and the first most top seller, right? So first thing is my first checking is this one. This one is text of this one into MMM. That must be equal to April is a one check into so with this will give you wherever the April 1 and 0, right? 1 and 0. Now I'm going to multiply that with this number, right? I'm going to multiply with this number, and that will give you the prices, right? That will give you the prices. Oh, okay. Or you can just put, because now we have already identified the top sale, right? So instead of doing other calculations, what I can do is I can take the amount array that is equal to this one. That is equal to this one, right? So now what I will do, wherever the price is equal to 18,500, that becomes 1. Here, wherever the April is become 1, wherever the April, that becomes 1. When you multiply this by this, 0, 0 will goes off, 1, 0 will goes off. Wherever the 1 and 1, that will comes. So that means only 1 will be remaining there. So it will be the answer. So I will get this right here. I want the top one. Instead of all these, because now problem is become very simple, right? MATCH match. What I want is 1. What I want is 1. And in this array, what I want, and in this array, the match is exact match. Right. So index and the row number. So that will give you this one. So I close this one and enter. When you are entering is array formula, so Control-Shift enter. So it will give you the answer. I hope you understood. Let me show you the logic. Let me select all these numbers, the multiplied numbers, and press F9. Can you see? This one is April, but it's not equal to 18,500. So answer is 0. Then if you take the second entry is April, but again it's not equal to 18. So it's wrong. Then the third one is 1. This one is also 1. 1 into 1 is 1. So all the rest is 0, because there will be only one possible, right? There is only one possible. So the array is 0, 0, 1. Then all the rest is 0. So this is my array. Within this array, what I am searching for is 1, because I know there's only one possibility. So I'm searching for 1. So using a match function, I'm searching for 1 in this array and in which location it is happening. So this whole match is telling me number 3 is the match number. So number 3, so I'm searching in this value where the number 3, that gives you the genus, right? So now if you copy this everywhere, before copying, let me freeze the arrays, permanent arrays. This one can be freeze, this one can be freeze. And when I move this one, April should be become May, May should be June, so that's mean January, so that's mean I need to freeze the row. 130, 118 must be freezed. And then what is this one? This one is moving freely, that's fine. Okay, yeah. So now if I copy this one, I may get this. So now you get this one. Similarly, if you copy this one, you will get the corresponding, but manually, can you check whether it is correct, right? Okay, moving to the third sheet. I'm sure that I'm going to be run behind the schedule. Can I just ask, anybody have any time constraint in the afternoon? Any, can the batch reps or maybe Dylan, what is the time flexibility I have today?
So for our batch, we have a lecture in the evening at 1:50. Other batches, can someone respond, please? 18 batch?
Sir, 20 batch, we have lectures in evening, sir. Evening.
Starting from which? What time?
It is starting from 1 to 4 o'clock.
I see. Okay. Right. Okay, let me do a little quickly how much we can do. Or shall I skip this one and go to the okay, let's quickly go through. There is a set of data given to you, 2020, 2019, 18, 16, and so on. And then you have given A as a number and B as a salesperson name, C as a sales sold to, whom we have sold, and product and quality and so on. But by looking at the data, you can see the data is almost in the same order. That's mean number of columns and data format is very clean data. But only thing is you have different data in different sheets, right? So now the first question is the total quantity sold by 19 batch. I guess 19 batch. For 19 batch, I have done this one sometime back. But anyway, very quickly we will do that for the benefit of others. Total quantity sold by Abi in 2020. So that's mean we need to go to 2020 data, and then we need to search for the name column, that is column B, and we need to find out where the Abi, and then we need to find out the corresponding sales data. So the total quantity sold, that's mean what we need to do is sum, because we need a total, and go to 20. And then what I want is, I want to first check this number, whether it is Abi, and then get the number, right? So basically, I need two parameters to be deal with. So some if you can use, some if you can use, or some product also you can use. Let me use the sum if. So what is the range criteria and sum range? The range is what? The name, right? Name is, so I'm selecting the first one, Control Shift down key will select everything. And then what is the criteria? That must be equal to, the criteria is Abi John, right? And the sum range is the sales value. Sum range is the sales value. Let me go to the top one, Control Shift down, then you will get some numbers. So you are getting some numbers. That is sum if 2020 the seat number, seat name, and the range is B3 to this one, and then this one is Abi John. So if you are not comfortable, let me change to this. Okay, let me change this as a name, static name. Jones. So you will get this one, right? So similarly, you can put the quantities sold and etc. So I skip this one. Then the question goes to B is you want two different years. One is 2020 and the other one is 2015. So let me copy paste the formula here. I'm just copying the entire formula, and then and then I put it here. So now I will get the same Abhijan for 2020, but what I want is 2020 plus 2015. So what I will do is I can copy this one and then add one more equation. I'm just copy paste the same. Instead of 20, I will put 15. The sheet name 15. So you will get the total of 20 and 15 here, right? So similarly, if you want dynamic is just I'm using these values, that's fine. Then go to the D. The D is the question is slightly different. Not like 20 and 15. They want 20 to 2015, right? 2020 to 2015. Then I need to check whether all these seats are in an order, right? All these seats are in order. Yes, the seats are in order. So in that case, you have two different ways of doing. So one is the formula. You manipulate the formula. This also I will skip, but we will try in the future. But let me give you the easiest method what we have, right? So let me copy the formula what I have used earlier. Copy, right, and paste it here. Now I'm going to change few things here, right? So SUMIF is the function that I have used, and I have used the sheet range as 2020 and Abhijan and the sheet range as this one. So Excel, I don't know, I never tried this one, but there are different formulas it allows. So let's say, since our sheets are in order, I'm putting a colon and 2015. So I'm changing this one, right? Similarly here also, colon 2015. So let me enter 2015 Beyond 2015. Before changing everything, let me change only one. Let me change only this. Sum of the total sale. Let me check whether that is working. This one is a sum of the total sale, right? Sum of the total sale from 2020 to 2015. Let me check whether that is correct, right? So what I will do is, let me say 2020 and then 2019. Let me check only these two. So if I bring the same equation here, but only for 1 year, that is 2020, the value is this one. Then when I do the same for 19, when I do it for 19, your answer is this. Suppose if you want to get it from 2020 to 2019, the range, again, what I will do is I'm going to do the same formula and check. So let me check the summation of this one for our cross check. And here what I'm going to do is 2020 to 2019 and the date. So it's working with without the condition, it's working, right? So the total sale by 2020 is this one. Total sale by 2019 is this one. And if you sum the both 2020 and 2029, this one, and if you do the combination of different seats here by manual, 2020 to 2019, the answer is working perfect. So what is happening here for the if condition? The if condition, it is giving trouble. Let me check for you. Anyway, so again, I'm putting this one on the track. So one thing is you can understand if you want from the whole range, like 2020, 2019, 2018, 20 up to 2015, you don't need to type again and again the same formula plus, but you can change this. You change the sheet range to 2020 to 2015 and enter. You will get the whole value from 2020 to 2015. It's a very interesting and very important formula because when you're dealing with too many seats, it works. But I don't know why it was with the if condition is not worked. If time permits with others, I will continue. So we'll shift to the next one. Right. So we are coming almost to the close, but very important thing is I am a little afraid what I can do. Okay, let me quickly get your views on it. So I have two things to do. One is this array. Okay, I can definitely skip this one. Then this using Excel for this matrix multiplication, I hope you can understand by yourself. So I will skip this one. One is this random. So I hope most important is this one. So shall we do this one and then if time permits go back. So because most of you maybe wanted this pivot table and pivot chart and so on. Right, anyway, random, very quickly I will do this one and go. So Excel has this inbuilt random function, right? So when you put RAND, there is a two formulas happening. One is RAND, one is RAND between. So if you use RAND and close the bracket and enter, it will give you some number. This number is actually RAND random will generate any number between 0 and 1, right? So this generates a number between 0 and 1. Then if you multiply by 10 and round it and so on, you can get any number of format you want, right? So let's say, for example, if you multiply by 10, you will get ranging from 1 to 10. If you multiply by 100, so you can, after that, you can work with any number, but Excel will give you this random number. And if you want, when you are changing any cell, it's recalculated. Every time when you recalculate, these numbers also will change. Or else if you keep press F9, this number will change because F9 is for calculate or recalculate, right? F9 it will be recalculate. And the second formula is for, let me put formulate text. Then this is the equation what we are using, right? Now, if I change this one to random between, right? Random between, that's again give you two numbers, right? So let me say I'm selecting one number, comma, there's another number and enter. So this one number is, let me put blue color one, 1. And the second color is green, and that's 10. So now what happens is this number is between 1 and 10. So when you change this one to 100, it will go generate a random number between 1 and 100, right? So it's a random between. Okay. So why it is important? You may generate a random sample or a random arrangement or random assignment or random. So if when you don't want to do any bias assignments, sometimes you may use, say for an example, I just arbitrarily put some names and student ID and gender and so on. Now say, select the entire cell and see how much 90 students are there. So let's say in future, the 21 batch will have 90 students in TLM and their names are here, genders are here. So if you want to make this 90 mean, let's say 9 groups you want to make it. So you want to make it 9 groups. So what you are going to do is you can do different way of handling, but without thinking of anything. Shall I just arrange, shall I just assign random between 1 and 9, because my group size is 9 now. So I just assign random between 1 and 9. So it's a random assignment. But then the issue is, after assigning, somebody may be interested, okay, well, group number 1 has more numbers, my group has less numbers, and somebody may come, my group has more females, some group has less females. So going to the site is an imbalanced group, and there will be so many complaints. So after doing a group, you may have to do some balancing, right? You may have to do some balancing. So now based on this number, let me check how many males in group 1. Right? How many males in group 1? How do we do that? So what I want to do is I want to check the gender and the group number, right? I want to check the gender and the group number. So what I can do is sum product or sum if or whatever. I will use the sum product. So sum product. So when I do the sum product, what is the array 1 and array 2? What is my first array is I want to check the gender, right? I want to check the gender. So let me check the gender array. Must be equal to what? Must be equal to male. That is my first array, right? Into my second array is they must be belongs to the group number 1. So which array? This array I'm going to work, right? So this must be equal to what? This must be equal to 1. Right? So the first one must be equal to male. The second one is equal to 1. And I'm going to count. So freeze these columns, the arrays, and freeze this one also. And when I move to the next, this male become female, but then I don't want the numbers to change. So I'm freezing the numbers 19. Here I will freeze the age. And then Control Shift Enter because it's an array formula, right? Okay. So there are 2 males and 3 females. The total is only 7 members, right? So let me copy paste this one everywhere and then get the sum. And get the sum, right? So it's keep on moving. So what I can do is you press F9, until you get a satisfactory number, right? So you press F9 to recalculate, and you check whether in this column you get plus or minus 10, 9. So if you get plus or minus 10 close to 10, that's fine. And when these numbers are equal, then you also satisfy, and you can do that. But this is not the wise way of doing. This is one way of doing. But if you use your analytical techniques, you can use some solver to use this one, right? So that I will leave to you in future, right? This one I will skip, so that it's a very simple. You can self-learn this. So let me go back to this one. Very quickly. Right. So here, what we are going to do is, let's have a data, right? Let's have a data. We have the number, year, and the salesperson, sales whom to sell, and product and quantity and unit price and total sales and everything is there. So now this is a data, and it's a very clean data. So it's in a very good format. So now I want to convert this into a table. Right? So Excel has a tool called table. So to convert this into a table, convert this into a table, what to do? Convert this data into a table. How do we do that? Control plus T. So click anywhere in the data and select Control T. The data will be automatically selected for you, and it will ask you to confirm. So you can just check whether it's confirmed and whether your data has a header. Yes, my data has a header, and say OK. So now Excel will take this as a data set, right? Table. It's a table. Once it is converted to a table, you will find a new tab called Table Tool. So anything related to the table, it has a new set of tools available, right? And if you want to confirm whether your last data is taken correctly by the Excel, what you can do is you can go there and you can check here. This is very important. This kind of a mark, the corner mark must be there. If the corner mark is somewhere in the top, that means Excel has some mistake, then you have to manually adjust it. So this corner is telling you the Excel table has taken this as your last data. In my case, it is, or in our case, it is correct. So we don't need to do anything. We just accept it, right? So the now data is there. Now what I can do is I can go to this table, and then under the table also there are so many different informations are there. So you can play around and change your name of the data table, and everything is possible. And you can have summarize with pivot table because it's a table, so you can add the pivot table and so on. Or you can go to insert. There also you have this pivot table option and recommended pivot table and so on. So what I'm going to do is I want a chart also, because not only table, I want a pivot chart. So I will go here under the insert. I'm going to the chart, and I'm going to not only the chart, I will insert the pivot chart and the pivot table, pivot chart and the pivot table, right? So once you select, it tells you automatically select the table, and then new sheet, existing sheet. So let me choose the new sheet and say OK. So in a new sheet, you have been taken through some of the placeholders. This is called pivot table placeholder, and this is the pivot chart placeholder, right? Whenever you add some data, the placeholders will change, right? So can you go back to the data and tell me what you want to do? Like for an example, say a product and the sales, right? Shall I say product and the sales? That is in your table, it is product and the total, product and the total. So let me select product and the total. So you can see here your table is changed to the information what is required. And when you see the pivot table field, there are some information available. Usually this x-axis is the product, x-axis is the product, and the y-axis is whatever the values are given. And you can play around with that. Now it is the total value is given, right? Total value by camera or total value by laptop and so on is given. But if you want to play around with the value like maximum, minimum, average, everything, you can change here. You can click here and value setting, and here you can say whether you want counts on average or maximum or minimum or whatever you want. You can standard deviation, anything you can do, right? So I will leave that to the total for the time being, and okay. So this is your table and this is your chart. So how you want to play around with this one, you can do anything, many things, right? So let me delete the axis and let me delete the legend, and let me add the table data table to here. So I'm clicking the table chart so that it's there. And also, if you feel like your data is too much of a number, then you can change your format to say engineering or scientific, so that your numbers will be in a different format, so that you don't get too many digits on your sheets, right? So everything power of 8, and you have small numbers. Clear? Likewise, if you want more data to be present, like, okay, now you have this one, what is this one? Is product, right? So let me change the chart type, product, sales, product versus sale, right? Product versus total sale, right? Product versus total sale. If you want to change the color and patterns and format of the chart and so on, you can play around with. I'm not doing that now due to the time. Right, okay, this is one. Now, if you want copy paste this one somewhere here, and then do another chart. So here, let me say, I want to insert, let me say, go to the data. We have product and the sales we have done. So why don't we do with something called, okay, first, shall we add some essence for it? Let's say year, right? Let's take the year, and then year, shall we do it as, now we are going for the year. So according to the year, the total sales value. So this is based on the product. This is based on the year. So let me insert a graph. Maybe this one. Okay. I don't want this one to happen. So let me add another data table there, data label there, so that it will be there. Okay. So now you have two different set of data with all this information. So without analyzing much of it, the pivot table is giving you the quick way of analyzing. And then now let me say my title is again, what is all total sales per year. Oh, yeah, per year. Right. If you want to decorate these things, and probably you may change this one into a new sheet or wherever you want, you can do that. Maybe you can, easiest way is you break this into a new sheet, but let me show it very quickly so that you can do some quick work there. Right, so what we are doing is we are trying to rearrange all the data and tables and so on. So you put all these kinds of data, and then you do some kind of slices if you want quickly, right? So where is our data label? Data table, right? And if you want to change the pattern or chart type or something, you can change it to pie chart or anything what you want. Where is this? Okay. And say it okay. And if you don't want the same color, and if you want to give some flavor to a different years at a different things, that's also possible by clicking here. By clicking here, you can format it, fill, You can fill it with the solid color. You can fill it with vary color by point, and you can say okay, so that it will give some good attraction or a good what is it called, this colorful image to your graphs. So you can add many number of graphs in this way and then put it here, so that at one point you will add all this information, right? So now let us go back to the data pivot. There is our pivot table. Show field, right? So under this one we can do, let's say for an example, now we want to have year as the let's say we add the slicer by year, right? So we are adding little more space to it. You can keep it in the column or you can keep it into row. Let me check whether slicer settings, option. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? There are 6 different sets. So if you want to make it, arrange it in a row, you can put 6 columns and enter, so that you will get this kind of graph, sorry, the slicer. And then let me move this one slightly bit lower and then rearrange it in such a way. So you can do any kind of format, that's up to you why it is, right? So what I'm going to do is I will just do some few cosmetic adjustments to make it better. Right. So what we are doing is we have made some slicers and the graphs. So let me say, if I want to connect this one slicer with some of the tables. So right now one is connected. So let me check that. So when you click 2015, you can see the graph number 2, how it's changing. When you select 2016, according to the data, that's changing. When you select 16, 18, 19, 20, so it's changing according to the year what you select, right? But this one is not changing now. This one is not changing now. Now, let's say, for example, if you want to change that also, make the report connection and then select this one also. And now what happens is it's meaningless, but anyway, I'm doing because the axis is here, right? So what is happening is it shows only that particular axis, right? So I think that doesn't have sense. So I will remove that. So you will get the old data, right? Yeah. Why? Yeah, it's filtered now, I think. Okay. So now it is connected only to your table 1. Okay. Right. So I think there are a lot to do with this one. For the time being, I will stop here. So I hope you might have understood there are a lot can be done. connecting different graphs with the different data and so on. So it is very easy way to do some data presentation. Like when you go in front of your manager or a boss, superiors, go with this data kinds of representative tools, because it's the best way to present rather than saying by words and saying by explanation. He may say that, okay, if this is the total case, what would be the case for the last year? Then you just select 2019 and show this is what happens, right? So you can make out your arguments very quick, and the decision also could be able to make then and there, because you have all the information in a one dashboard, everything on a one place, right? But the data is working somewhere else, but your presentation is somewhere here, right? With that, we have come to this one. The last session which I wanted to do is the automation. Time is 12:23. How do we go? Dylan or anybody?
So I think we can try to take another day. I think the VBA will take quite time, right?
I feel so, because otherwise there's no point in rushing through, right?
Yes. Then let's try to take another day, and I'll try to take another day, and I'll inform you and the students.
Okay. That I think would be better, right? Okay, if that is the case, I may take few more minutes. Let's go until 12:30, where I skip and came. One is I skip here. This we have done. This one is a very interesting one. If you're really interested, because array formula and working with array is very interesting one. Let me check this one. Before that, there is another one I skip and came. This one. Working with text and dates and numbers, right? It's an interesting one, so you may be allowed to have it. Let's say how Sri Lankan NIC number format is working, right? The first 2-digit number in the older format, the first 2-digit number is the year in which you born. Then the next 3 digits is actually the number of days from the January 1st, number of days from January 1st, right? But then female, male, they are trying to connect through this one. If you get more than 500, that means number of days plus 500 is for females. Just number of days from January 1st is for males. So if any number get less than 500, obviously it is males, and anything more than 500 is females, right? If your number, if you remember your identity number, you can check that. Then there are some other digits are there. We don't care. That's not involving here, right? So first is we need to know whether this old number mean 10-digit number must be there. So how do we check the length of a text? LEN, right? LEN function will give you the length of a text. So if you put that text here, it will give you 10-digit number. So that's mean yes or no. So if you want yes or no, what I will do is if condition length is equal to 10. If the length is equal to 10, what I will put yes. If not, I will put no. Right? Whatever. If the length is equal to 10, it's yes. Why? Sorry, there's a bracket. Right. So this has a 10 digits, and let me check the other one. Yes, that also has a 10 digits, so it's fine. Then shall we go for the year, month, and date? So how do we get the year, month, and date? First, you need to get the year. Year is, how do we get? Year is 2-digit is this one, right? So 2-digit is this one. So that's mean we need to add 20 in front of it. So 2000. Yes, 1990, right? 1990. Yeah, careful. So then what we do is 19, we will add as 19. Then we are joining with the 90. How do we get the 90? The left function, right? Left of the text. How many text? How many characters? 2 characters, right? How many characters? 2 characters. So 1990, right? The first 2 characters, left side of the first 2 characters is 90. So 1990. Then how do you get the month and day, right? How do we get the month and day and gender and so on? So we need to have some more information about this one. So let's check this one, right? So let's go for a gender first. If it is more than 500, that is the next 3 digit is made of the text. Then it's asked for the starting number, that is 3. How many characters is 3? So it will give you 501, right? So if that number is greater than, if number is greater than 500, then it's a female. Otherwise, it's male, right? So in this case, it is female, and the other one is why it is female? Should not be 80, 90. Mid. Okay. Wait. Sometimes what happens is this mid function is a text function. So I'm just multiplying by 1 to make it a number. Because this mid is a text, right? 192 is a text. So the Excel will confuse with the text and the number comparison. So I'm just multiply the text with the 1, then it's automatically convert that as a number and then compare and male. This works fine, right? So now, okay, number is there, gender is there, and the year born is there. Now, if you carefully work out the equation, you can find out what is the month and date and so on. So you can see here, in this particular case, it has the answer is this one and this one. So anybody, can you tell me how to do with this one? How do we go? Because what we have learned is from January 1st, the number of days what we can add is to get the date, right? To get the date. So here we have given, say for example, this one, 192 day from January 1st, right? 192 day from January 1st, right? Clear? Okay, so let me check this one, or let me put it here. The number of days from January is 192. First, let me calculate that. Mid, I have here, right? So if I put it here, 192 is the number of days from January 1st. That is my information. And how do we go back? How do you go back and get it into a date format? So this is 1980 January 1st plus 192, right? January. So let me put the date somewhere here. Right. So let me put my equation here. My equation is 1990. That means date. What is my year? Year is this one, right? Year is this one. Then what is my month? I don't know. but let me first put the January, right? My month is January. And let me put my date as 1. So what is this one is January 1st, 1980, right? Then what I'm going to add here, from the January 1st, 1980 to 192, right? Then my answer will be 1980, month is 7 July, day is 11, right? Okay. Anybody would like to disclose, if you don't mind, so that we can then and there check whether calculations are correct? Anybody would like to put your, maybe you can put it in the private chat if you want, and give me the answer also if you know. So can you see this logic? Can you see this logic? First, I identified that particular year, January 1st, and then added the number of days, and then I'm getting the date. So basically, he should be 1980, July 11th, right? July 11th. Clear? Once you know this one, you can go back and find out the month and day, and from the month equation and the day equation. Clear? Right. Similarly, you can go for the new identity number also, the same format, but slight different is 4 digits and 3 digits. I will leave that to you. Right. Quickly, the second one. Let's say you have a simultaneous equation x plus 2y plus minus z 7, 2x minus 3y minus 4z is minus 3, x plus y plus z is equal to 2. Okay. Put this into a matrix form. Probably some of you might have learned in the mathematics how to deal with matrix calculations, or maybe you might have learned in the A levels or O levels. I am not sure. But definitely most of you might know what is matrix and matrix multiplication and so on. So now I convert this simultaneous equation into a matrix, that is 1 plus 1, 2, minus 1 is equal to 7, and 2 minus 3 minus 4 is minus 3, and 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So I'm taking this as a matrix A, and this is the matrix what I want to calculate, that is X, and the answer matrix is B. So you have defined the matrix. Now, according to the matrix operations, you know AX plus AX is equal to B, mean X is equal inverse of the matrix A into B. And you need to find out the dimensions, because you cannot multiply any matrix by any matrix, because the dimension must be tagged. So this n number and the beginning number must be same, right? N number and the beginning number must be same, so that the resultant matrix will be 3 by 1. Resultant matrix will be 3 by 1. So what we do is, it's a 3 by 1 matrix. So what I am saying is, I'm just selecting this one and then put matrix multiplication, MMULT, matrix multiplication, right? MMULT. I'm going to multiply 2 arrays. But before multiplying the A, I need to have an inverse of the matrix. So matrix inverse, M inverse. So M inverse of what? This array, right? Comma. Then what is my B? B is this one, right? B is this one, correct? So I'm multiplying the 2 matrices. One matrix is the inverse of an A, and then the other one is B. When you enter, you need to put it in the array form. Control-Shift-Enter. So you will get the answer minus 1, minus plus 3, minus 2. So that means X is equal to minus 1, Y is equal to 3, Z is equal to minus 2. Right. So I will share this one to you. Probably you can go through this one, and wherever you have some issues, please write to me. as they agreed, or as you all agree, if time permits, we will meet you again on an Excel VBA separately. Sorry for taking a little bit extra time. Thank you. Give your feedbacks, and let's polish it up. Any improvements needed. Thank you very much, Dylan. Over to you.